Ladies and gentlemen of KPI land, this is Glen Carlson with another KPI pro tip. And this is from Vanessa. And Vanessa asks, if 20% of my market is the perfect and ideal client, but the other 80% of the market isn't, should I bother targeting the other 80% even though there'd still be some value, I'd be able to make some good money from those people as well? This is a really good question, Vanessa, and it's a trap that I find a lot of people get caught into, is just because they can market to a much wider market doesn't mean they should. There's a phrase that we use a lot over the 40-week program and beyond in becoming a key person of influence, and it's this idea of your target is not your market. Your target is not your market. I want you to imagine your market is like literally a target that you're trying to hit with an arrow. And that's sort of the center of this big bell curve coming out. What most small business owners try and do, or businesses that are even trying to grow try and do, is they target the entire bell curve. They try and target everyone and anyone that could possibly get value from their product or their service. But here's the problem. As a small business, we've got limited resources, limited time, limited money, limited energy, and the most expensive form of marketing is mass marketing. So the point of the idea of your target is not your market is if you get clear, Vanessa, as you have on your 20%, and you target those in the right way, and you've done the rest of the work around becoming a key person of influence, around pitch, publish, product, profile, partnership, and that's all showing up. What happens is if you've picked your target market correctly, you actually become aspirational to the rest of the market, and they are actually attracted to the idea of working with you. So let's just use some random examples to try and make it useful for everybody watching this. If you're a physiotherapist trying to cater to everybody, that's going to be a very difficult play because you're going to show up as a generalist. Whereas if you decide that you're just going to target and craft all of your marketing around performance athletes, suddenly all the top level executives or the other types of people that have got the cash, because that's another thing you want to be thinking about when it comes to your market, they don't want to go to the generalist physio. They want to go to the physio that's been working on the sport heroes that they're familiar with, and they're willing to pay the premium for it. So while the physio isn't targeting maybe the executives or the entrepreneurs or the people that have got that extra cash, they're targeting those sports people, the rest of the market is still showing up or being attracted as a result of the target marketing that physio has decided upon. So I encourage everyone to think about your specific target market from three perspectives. The first is, what is the degree of change, the degree of transformation that your product or your service can deliver? So if I've got a fuel making widget, if I've got a fuel saving widget, and it can save 10% efficiency on cars, but 20% efficiency on trucks, well, the same widget for the same price is going to have a much bigger transformation for the truck driver than the car driver. And the truck driver is likely to talk about that transformation more. It's likely the car driver is going to hear about it and show up and want the widget. So by just targeting the truck driver, I'm going to get a bigger bang for my buck because I'll get the car driver attracted to my fuel saving widget as well. So that's step one. Step two is to think about it in the terms of who can afford to pay the premium for your product or your service. And the third way that you want to cut it is, who do you actually really have empathy and care for? Who do you really want to help? So if you're a fuel widget manufacturer and you don't really like truck drivers, well, you know what? Even though that might have the biggest transformation in those people, if you don't care, like genuinely and deeply about helping those people solve the problems, you're not going to have the enthusiasm, the creativity, and the drive to really create something meaningful long term. So it's about trying to find a balance between those things. Who does your product create the biggest transformation for? Who can afford to pay a premium for your product? And who do you actually genuinely like working with? Position yourself in that area, and remember, your target is not your market. The right marketing, the right positioning with you as a key person of influence, and it will create attraction from the rest of the market while maintaining efficiencies in your communication and in your marketing, which are the efficiencies you need to be able to grow and scale through that entrepreneur journey. Ladies and gentlemen, that's another KPI pro tip. Hope you like it. Leave me a question. Cheers.